I was the only one that called Richmond out the 8. We're talking about a comment section where someone put Melbourne last this year. So I ain't having that. You're saying I'm the only one to put them in the 8. Nah. You're off your head. And look, here's more. Look, Collingwood, 1 point off the grand final. I had in mind the premiers. I saw something in them. To win that many close games is not luck. There's something more to it. So I knew their game management was there. I knew it. Geelong premiers. Obviously, Geelong didn't make it. But because they were premiers, I thought, oh, they'll still come back with confidence. Yes, they've lost some key men, but they'll still be fairly strong. They'll be all right. Then they lost the first 3 games. I was just like, oh no. But at the start of the season, it made sense. Fremantle, at the time, yeah, the previous year, they made the 8. They were 40 points down to the Western Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are a finals experienced team. When they're 40 points up in the game, they should win. Freo came back with basically no experience in the finals. And they looked good. So even though that was bad, I'll justify it. Brisbane on the way back, and they were. They almost won the flag. Melbourne, I mean, obviously, yeah. Who on earth would have thought Melbourne wouldn't make it? Sydney, grand finalists. Okay, this was a bad one, I'll admit, because normally teams that get smashed in the grand final, they tend to miss out. Having said that, Sydney did make the 8. Now, it was because of the umpires, but they still made the 8. So, you know, then again, it's not that bad because they made the 8 anyway. Port Adelaide, one-off season in a strong era, which is true. They've had a strong era, especially regular season. Obviously, in the finals, they flop. That always happens. It's just a Port Adelaide thing. Towards the end of the season, they start playing badly for some reason. They just stop playing football. But I had a feeling they'd come back. They had an off-season. That's what it looked like to me, and I was right about that. So, you know, I feel like a lot of these are justified. Yeah, Freo was wrong. Very wildly wrong. Geelong was incorrect, but Geelong made sense at the start of the season. You could say, oh, Freo had a one-off season as well. They had one good season and probably were... Like, I get that argument. That makes sense. But the other 6 make complete sense. So then there were 2 spots left. But for me, there was one spot left, and I picked between Carlton and Richmond. All there was to it. Also, for Sydney, I said because they got a younger team that isn't falling apart like Adelaide or GWS, after getting smashed in the grand final, they won't fall apart like the other 2 teams did. They did fall apart, but they still made the 8. So I had a little bit of a point. I addressed this in the reaction to ladder predictions video, but like I gave no reason for Richmond apparently, but I gave no reason for Carlton either, and for Adelaide I think. There were like 4 or 5 teams I gave no reason for, but yeah, this is, and also wrong video. It was a different video I said that in. Even the troll smile was a different video as well, so. In order if you think win the flag, oh, that's actually pretty good. Number 1 is the team that won. Number 2 is a grand finalist. Obviously Melbourne and Port 3rd and 4th. I drank too much ginger beer, now I'm flipping burping. That's a bit of a howler, but because you got those 2, I'll let you off. Giants 5th, okay, had them as the best team outside the top 4. St Kilda, in my opinion, were not more of a threat than Sydney or Carlton, especially Carlton. But because you got the top 2, I'll let you off. You know, the top 2 are the winners against the finalists, so fair enough. Pies by 8, Blues by 23, Saints by 1, Lions by 17. Apart from the margins, you were almost perfect, Zipsy, but incorrect is incorrect. You're on the list twice. Twice as in you were on it already and you're on it another time. So in the list once, but overall twice. I'm pretty sure this is Carlo. I like those productions, mate. Can you not spell predictions? Carlo, you just made the list. Maybe English winter, but my head is very hot. I'm trying to be as calm as possible. Now, he hasn't specified whether this is who he wants to win or who he thinks will win, so we'll let him off. We'll let him off. I'm pretty sure he likes Melbourne as well. I'm pretty sure he's a Melbourne fan. Should be fine. I got so lucky, you know. I got to see Collingwood, Melbourne, Carlton, Sydney, and Brisbane, Port Adelaide in person in the stadium. 3 great experiences for different reasons. Again, we don't know which one, but assuming he didn't specify, and he didn't specify, we're going to assume they meant who they want to win, so you can't make the list for opinions. Not opinions, sorry. You can't make the list for following your hearts, because you're not really predicting here, you're just saying who you want to win, so I can't put you on the list for that. That would be very cruel of me. So we'll let that go. Again, you want it to happen, so I can't do anything there. It's exempt from my rules, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Actually, this can make the list. You see, even though you want this, you said you what? Wrong English. English left the building, my friends. After Mr. Cat. YouTube has a strange glitch, so for some reason Carlo's comments turn into this. I don't know why. AFL Finals Productions. I'm starting to think it's not Carlo at this rate. Like, how's he spot predictions incorrect twice? Nah, maybe it's not Carlo. Who is this? User I'm just gonna call him HN6 because I have no idea what. Calling it a bit Melbourne. Well, first of all, you're in the list for productions. Okay, so I've got Carlo, then I got HN6 in brackets Carlo question mark because I don't know if he's Carlo or not. So Carlo's on the list twice, and just in case he's not Carlo, HN6 is on the list once so far. Cartoon incorrect first of all, but the prediction was right. Davidoff beat St Kilda. Barsbane, he's definitely trolling, but it's still on the list. A troll can be on the list. Barsbane beats Port Adelaide. Again, correct prediction though, so he got all 4 right. Port Adelaide beat GWS, wrong. Cartoon, that's on the list, beat Melbourne, that was correct. Port Adelaide Collingwood doesn't happen obviously, but he thought they'd beat them, so that's twice. Brisbane beats Cartoon. They beat Carlton actually, but that's on the list for Cartoon. Port Adelaide versus Brisbane Grand Final. Port Adelaide premieres. Oh my days. 1, 2... I'm going to add another 5 there. 15 times. But it could be 17 if you're Carlo. Anyone but Sydney. Well, justice was served, my friends. They lost in the first week. And I didn't say justice because they played Carlton. It's because Adelaide got robbed. So don't get it twisted. Sadly, just like the Giants. I just find him annoying, to be honest. But I do respect him a bit more after the 2023 season, Dave. They look very good. I think they can push next season for a top 4 spot at least. Again, it's who you want, so I can't do anything. Again, it's who you want, so I can't do anything. Again, can't do anything. I'm surprised by you, Ben. You've not been on the list yet. I thought you would be at least once, but so far, you've not made it.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!